Hey there, sorry I'm rocking. I'm a total rocker. I shouldn't ever try to do a video in a rocking chair because I've been a rocker since I was about 5 months old. My parents would set me in the living room, and because I would wake up super early, always been a morning person. So I would wake up super early, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would cry because I wanted to be up, and nobody else wanted to be up at that time. So they'd put me in the middle of the living room floor, and I would sit. They'd put blankets and pillows around me, and I would sit and I would rock back and forth for a couple of hours until everybody else got up, and then I would interact with my family. But I loved to rock, so I have always been a rocker. Today is day 320 of What's She Up To Now. I've been sharing my journey as I transitioned from the offline brick and mortar and corporate world and small business and business ownership world and entrepreneurial world of offline I call them real businesses, which just irritated somebody. They just said, online businesses are real businesses. I get that. Anything that you choose to do as a business and to make a livelihood is a real business, of course. But there's so much bravado in the online world that I found, especially in online and internet marketing, where they tell everybody that all you need to do is have an idea and be able to sell it, have a hook, a story, and an offer, and then you can make millions of dollars. Well, yeah, but you have to deliver on that offer. You have to have a great offer, but you also have to be able to deliver on that offer and provide what it is that you're promising people in your hook, story, and offer and the things that you're making up. So I agree with that, but I also know that there's a lot more to business, and the vast majority of what makes this world work and makes the life go round than just marketing. And I get in debates with people about that, and I don't really debate because I see where they're coming from. That's their whole life. But just because it's their whole life doesn't mean it's the way the rest of the world works. It's just their little piece of it, and that's okay. So, action and massive action. Action or massive action. Are you an action taker? I traditionally, or not a long time ago now, was very analytical. And it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do, how I was going to do it, what decisions I was going to make, what action I was going to take. And I commiserated over stuff, and I would do a ton of research. We'd have a term paper for high school or college, and it would say get 3 sources. I would get 12 to 20. It would say, do certain things, and I would do like triple what I had to do as part of the assignment because I was like very analytical. And then that kind of, through the last 4 decades, has kind of not gotten beaten out of me, but I've learned that the decisions I make based on my intuition and my gut and my knowing of what is and isn't right, based on all the experiences that I've had, has always proven much more accurate than all of the research, all of the data, all of the planning, all of the organizing, all of the research and studying that I've done on a topic in terms of the quality of the results I get from a particular decision I make. So I've learned to be an action taker. I found out about a 5-day challenge actually the video for it had already started for day 1, and you had to join the challenge by midnight that night. Well, I listened to the video, and before the video was even over, I did the action that it was actually Ben Perry's Red Hot Marketing 5-day challenge. Before that video that he was doing was even over, I had done what he taught us and implemented it and was getting results before even the end of the video. Now, to me, number one, anybody that teaches you something on a video that you can implement before the video is even over, that's pretty freaking awesome. So I've done that in the past, but now I'm really taking that up a notch, and I am sharing things like that on my Facebook page or on my social media, that people can take that thing and they can do it right now, and they can see a result like in minutes instead of in weeks and in months and in years. That to me is really exciting. If I can show somebody how to get a result by taking a small action, that creates a ripple effect and massive action in the world. And I'm all about making the world a better place. So that's exciting. Now I've gone a little bit overboard in some areas, and I don't just take action, I take massive action. This year, I learned in March about a concept, and I give Peng Joon credit for it. I'm sure he's not the first one that ever did it, but he is the one that I saw, and I was doing it a little, but I wasn't doing it to the extent he is. I'm still not doing it to the extent he is. But he taught on stage at Funnel Hacking Live 2018, which is a a marketing conference. It's like the only marketing conference I go to. And last year was the first time I attended. He taught us how to multiply our content. So we create a piece of content and then we deliver that. We just get it out there everywhere. And it helps us to be an influencer and it helps us to help more people find us by spreading our message far and wide. So I took his strategy to heart. And when I got home, he said in his strategy, he said, make 120 videos, short videos, and then blast them out everywhere. Get a team of people to help you to transcribe those videos, to pull out key talking points, to create graphics for those videos and post them all across the different social media platforms. And I've done a lot of that. But so within like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, I had created all 120 of those videos. And in addition to that, I started, and I had already been doing, but I really started with a vengeance, doing Facebook Live videos. And I start out with a Facebook Live video. I do a Facebook Live video, and then I pull out the audio and I put that on my podcast. I've got the Pajama Grandma podcast. And I do between 4 and 5 segments for that podcast every single day. Now, yes, is that a lot? Yeah, it's a lot. Is it a lot of work? Yes, it's a lot of work. But what's my intent? My intent is to blast out there and let people be able to find me. Let them be a part of the journey of how I've done this and how I'm doing it. And I share everything. I've done Facebook Lives that on at least 3 or 4 occasions, and they're still up on my Facebook, where you can go and you can watch exactly how I do that. How do I do a Facebook Live video? Then how do I process, I call it processing that video to get it on at least 26 different platforms, different social media platforms to spread the word and get it out there. And it's really interesting because if I look at my Facebook Live statistics, I might only have 3 or 4 views on a particular video, but then I will go to a different platform. On YouTube, I might have 0 views, but then I'll look at that exact same video on LinkedIn and I'll have 1,400 views. I'll look at the exact same video information on my podcast and I'll have 300 views or listens. So that content is getting out there, but I don't necessarily know who and where and when and how is the best way. So I'm not going to just focus on LinkedIn or focus on Facebook Live or focus on YouTube. I'm going to keep putting it out there everywhere, seeing how many lives I can touch with the things that I share. I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Somebody out there needs to know what it is that you know. They need to learn what it is that you're an expert at, because that is going to be the exact message that they need to move their life ahead in the direction they want it to go. So action and massive action. Most people won't even do a live video, right? Let's be honest. 97% of the population will never, ever in their lifetime create a live video like I'm doing right now. And of the 3% that do, the majority of them, probably 80 to 90% of them, will never do them consistently. And of that 80% that do not do something, or of the 3%, let's say, that do something consistently, say once a week, even once a month is consistent, if your audience can count on that, but once a week, let's say. And only like 1% of us, not even 1% of us, will do it every single day. We'll take an action and do it every single day. Now think about the people that you've heard of and why you've heard of them. I think of Gary Vee. I think of Grant Cardone. I think of Russell Brunson and Steve Larsen. They're in the online marketing world. I think of John Lee Dumas and people that I know are producing content every single flippin' day of their life. Monday through Sunday, not Monday through Friday, but Monday through Friday is great consistency, or 3 days a week. If you're creating content just once a week, you're ahead of 97% of the population. If you're creating content 3 times a week, you're ahead of 99% of the population. And if you are creating content every single day, Monday through Friday, I'll say Monday through Friday even, you are in the top 1% of people that are going to be noticed in the world. So I figure it's just a matter of time before I bust through and people actually know who I am and I am noticed in the world. Provided, of course, that I have something to say that's of value to them, something that helps them solve a problem. And if I think about my underlying message and what I'm really about, it's just encouraging people to be themselves and experience this life and build out of this life exactly what they want. Because that's all that really matters is who they are and expressing themselves and being true to who they are and experiencing everything this amazing thing called life has to offer them. So that's it. That's my why I take massive action. Plus, it just supercharges me. Even the days I wake up, and I'll be honest, I wake up some days and I think, I don't want to make a single video, much less 4 or 5. I do 5 videos right now. This, I've got one more to do after this because I'm in a 365-day challenge where we're challenged to do a Facebook Live video in the group every single day. I think we're on day 250 today. So today is day 250 of our 365-day challenge. And it's interesting. We started out with, 30 some people. And within the first week, I think we were down to 15 maybe people. By the end of the first month, we were down to 7. And now I think there's a core group of 5 and a new person just joined because what he did, and this is incredible. This is an example of massive action. He joined at about the midpoint. And our leader, Mary Nasano, said, listen, if you want to join, you have to do the number of videos of the number of days that everybody else has already done to catch up. So Chad Hanna is his name, and he did like 5 or 6 videos some days, I think maybe even more, to catch up with us. And he caught up with us within a month and a half, I think. I'll have to ask him and find out exactly. But it was massive action that he took because he wanted to be a part of our group. So I think there's probably 6 of us that are still in the group. Some people fell out due to health challenges. Some people just forgot or missed a day. And once you missed a day, you were out, which is cool. But I'll tell you what, it makes you make a commitment. And you know what? You're just making a commitment to yourself because nobody else on this planet cares if I do a video every single day except me. But I've made the commitment to myself that I'm going to do that 365-day challenge. So even if I'm sick, even if I don't feel like it, I make sure I hop in the group and I do my video every single day. Because that's the bottom line, is nobody else knows if we're going to be consistent or keep our commitments. But we always know. I always know if I say I'm going to do something and if I don't do it. I always know if I say I'm going to cut out sugar for 2 weeks and then if I cheat on any given day. I always know if I say I'm going to be somewhere on time and I'm 5 minutes late. Everybody else might not know that I got there 5 minutes late, but I'm going to know I was 5 minutes late because I committed to myself to get there on time. And I use those types of situations to help me to continually improve and grow and get better and better at making and keeping commitments to myself. Because if I make and keep commitments to myself, number 1, that's the most important thing. And number 2, I automatically make and keep commitments to other people. And people love people that do what they say they're going to do because so many people don't. So I would say if you want to do one thing to make your life better and make yourself more trustworthy and reliable to other people is do what you say you're going to do every single time. And the trick to that is don't commit to stuff that you're not committed to. Don't say you're going to do something if you really, really, really don't want to do it, or if you just think you should do it. Only commit to things that your heart says, yeah, this is right for me. I want to volunteer at this organization. I want to help at this bake sale. I want to go on this trip, whatever it is, but don't do it unless your gut and your heart and your feelings say, yep, I want to do this. This is right for me. That's it. Go out, make it a fabulous day. And of course, I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.